Hello everyone, my name is Omoife Joseph Upoma. Welcome to the Python for AI Engineering Mastery series. In this series, I am documenting my journey from Python learner to AI engineering and enterprise AI architecture. Now, if you are interested in Python, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data engineering, cloud engineering, or software architecture, then you are in the right place. Today, we are going to complete an entire week of Python learning in one comprehensive bootcamp. By the end of this video, you will understand the foundation of programming and you will build your first complete Python application. Now, let's begin. So now the question is, what is Python? Now, Python is one of the most popular programming languages in the world. It was created by Guido van Rossum and released in 1991. Python was designed to be easy, simple, readable, and powerful. These are the things that make Python popular now. Now, Python is everywhere. Today, Python powers artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, cloud computing, web application, cybersecurity, and automation. ChatGPT uses Python, Netflix uses Python, Google uses Python, Spotify uses Python, Instagram uses Python. Python has become one of the most valuable technical skills you can learn. Now, here is how Python works. The computers don't understand Python directly. They understand machine instruction. The Python interpreter translates our Python code into instructions that the computer can execute. Now think of one interpreter as a translator between human and machine. This is how Python works. So welcome. Now this is the demonstration. We have been talking about print function. Here is the print function working. Let's say working with the print function. The print function. So the print function here, you can use it to print. You can use it to print string out. So let's say hello world, hello world, hello world. Save and then run your program. Run your program. You will see the hello world being printed out. I think I should just clear the screen. So we will see that we only have just one screen there. Okay, so then with the print function we can do calculation as well. We can do calculation. We can say 23 plus 34, then run. So you will get the calculation. You can also do something like this. I can do this equal to, so I will put this and say print. I want to print this assignment operator into 10 places. So then I'll go to print this. So you can see this is 10 places if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see, so these are what you can do using the print method. You can also do things. You can also print. Let's just say something like this. Welcome, welcome. Then you say just use it just meaningful stuff like that. The server is loading. Please just say please wait for a moment. So you're using it to pass a message. You can use the print keyword, pass a message, print function to pass a message. So you can see welcome, both the hello world 57, assignment operator, welcome, the server is loading, please wait for a while. See, everything is printing correctly. So let's do small project using the print keyword. So let's think of something. I'm going to comment this. Then I'll come down here. So I'll come down here. Then I want to do something like, let's just say project 1. So let's say project 1. Then I will name the project digital receipt. So digital receipt. This is a simple program, but this is where it starts from. So you begin to build your concept from here. Digital receipt. So yes. So this is a program called digital receipt. So I'm going to print now. I will print, then I'll print, I will say equal to, then I'll say 50. So say 50. Then let's just say print. Please ignore the suggestion because it doesn't align with what we really want. So 50. So I could just say, let me say Amazon. Sorry, digital receipt. Okay. So let's see what we are doing first. Let's just view and see is how it's coming up here. So this is how it's going to be. Yeah, that is how it's going to be. So our program is coming alive. Just follow it up. I'm trying to let you know that your first day of learning Python or your first 5 minutes of learning Python, you can actually do something. You can actually create something that has meaning. So let's shift forward a bit and then shift forward. Okay, good. So sorry, I always like to clear the screen. So I will be so everything will be okay. So the next one we'll use the print again. Like as I said, we are just working on the print. We use the print again. Then we will do the same application. Then 50, 50. Let's see the outcome. Yes. So see, we've been able to print something. Then next we will say, let's just say customer, customer, customer. So let's just say the customer is John John Smart, John Mitchell, John Mitchell. Then since we are printing digital receipt for this guy, so we will also which product we will also print the product we want to print. So then we say, so we are printing a laptop. Then the next one, since it's a digital receipt, we also need price as well. So we'll say price, we'll say price, we'll say price. Please do where to follow. Type at the same. The more you type, the more you get used to it. So that's the receipt, that's the amount. Then let's just give a little space. So we will do something again, and then as at this point, should we use underscore? Should we use underscore? No, no, let's use this. Let's use this. So we will duplicate this for 50 places. 50 places. So let's see what we got here. Okay, it's coming up. So it's coming up here. So the next we can now say print. Then we will say thank you. Thank you. This is just salutation. Thank you for shopping. For shopping with us. With us. Then we are also going to use our this time let's do print for 50 times as well. So don't forget. I'm sure if you do it, you'll be used to you'll be used to this. So little design you are going to little application you're going to put a lot of design on it, and you will like it. You like it. So clear this and then let's see. Wow! So we have Python digital receipt being printed here. This is a Python digital receipt. You can see the code. Python digital receipt is a project called digital receipt project. It's just your first day. In fact, your first 5 minutes, you are able to do this. You are able to create this. Let's enlarge the output. So this is our program. So you are printing a digital receipt, Amazon digital receipt for Mr. John Mitchell, which is a customer name, and product laptop, then the amount. Thank you for watching. Let's go to the next one. Now, what are variables? Variables are containers used to store information. Think of them as label boxes. Inside the box, we store data. You can see example. Now we are going to practice this now. So this is the part we are working with working with variable, working with variable. So we'll be using variable. Like our previous theory lesson, we learned about variables, data type, different types of variables. We have int. So I will do something like let's say first underscore name. Then I will assign. This is a assign. So first name is Omoife. Then I can still um age age could be, let's say, 29. Then we can say country, um country 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 can be, let's say, United Kingdom. Then we can say um qualification 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 could be BSc or Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Science. So this is basically variable. These are variables. We can print. We can now use a print we talked about previously. We can print first name, first name, um, first name, age. Then we can say country. Then we can say qualification. Then let's save and run. Save and run. So you can see almost 29 United Kingdom Bachelor of Science. So this is how print. We can also put something there. We can say use this to put something. Then I am on Wi-Fi and mm, and I am so you can put an expression. Trying to put an expression there, and I am here's old. I am from. Then you can say and and my yes, my highest qualification is. So let's run again and then see. Mhm. So there's an issue here. There's an issue. So I am this 97. This is expect comma forgot forgot comma. So let's see comma um yes old. So let's see 7 years old. Then so let's run again and then see. So there's still issue. There's still some issues here. Okay, so we have comma here as well. That comma is a form of concatenating the string, more or less like Java, where you have to use a plus keyword, plus operator to do that. So you can say um I am I am this. Okay, let's read line by line. Let's read line by line. Okay. There is an obvious problem here. There's an obvious problem. So print. Let's use plus operator to concatenate that. So can do this. Um, So can do this. Just changing those things, and come here and put plus. Let's do this. I think it should work now. Oh, okay, no. Uh, and my qualification is this. Okay, so okay, can only concatenate string to okay. So what we'll do here for I think is the problem is the age. So I will come here and convert to string because you can only concatenate string to string, not integer to string. So let's do this. And yeah, so I am Omoife and I am 29 years old. I am from the United Kingdom. Yes, my highest qualification is Bachelor of Science. So basically, this is messy. This is really messy. So there's what they call the F string. The F string. So because if you use this, there is probability that you will make a lot of mistake. It is error prompt, guys. Believe me, they are error prompt. You can see how we're able to maneuver ourselves through instead of doing that, just do something like this. You understand me? So you can always do um, do something like this, and then first name. Mm, just say I am. Put your name there, and I am this, and it's as simple as this. And I am. Same thing. Age. Bring your age. Um. uh, yes. Old. Yes. Old. Then the same thing. Country, be your country. So and go from then we use Q to just denote that Q is a qualification. Is then you can see it's so easy. This make life easy. So sorry, let me just clear this screen. Then you can see, ooh, it comes immediately. So don't forget the S string. Forget the S string. So it makes lot of things easy. So that is variable. You understand? Variable, like we explained before, it's a box that you can assign value to. You can assign value to that box. It's going to have a name, going to have a type of data that will be stored in that variable. If you are storing string, you should know that strings, they are in one family. Storing numeric, they are in what? Integer family as well. So right now, let's do exercises. Let's work on some exercises. This is basic, so it is easy working on one or two things. So in order for you to master the concept and idea. So, like our normal tradition, we will do a project. I'll call it a project. We'll do a project. So the first project we are going to do is this is consigning variable. We're going to say project 2. This is project 2. Then I will name it employee. This project, they are just basic, and they are just step um just foundational projects. So employee payroll calculator. So I'm going to create a variable called employee name. So I'll name it like this, employee name. Then I will say the name of this employee is Emmanuel. Emmanuel. That's the name of the employee. Then we are going to say um hours worked. The hours Emmanuel has worked is 180. Then we say hourly rate. So what is Emmanuel's hourly rate? The rate is 25. Then salary. So let's calculate salary. So don't forget, this is payroll calculator, employee payroll calculator. So to calculate the salary, we are going to do what? We are going to use our hours worked, the hours Emmanuel has worked, then multiply by what? The hourly rate. Then we go. So you can now print your answers. So you can say Emmanuel, then the next line you print your result salary. So there we go. We are done with our first application. Yes, it's as simple as this, but this, believe it or not, Emmanuel will be receiving $4,500. So I will put it in dollar, but you know, it to dollars, so $4,500. That's his manual. That's his pay. So hourly, his rate is what 25, and he has worked for what 180 hours. So he will be paid this way. So let's quickly do another one. Let's do another one. So kudos to Emmanuel. Emmanuel will be receiving some huge amount of money very soon. So let's go to another project. So project two. So let's say project two, project three. Sorry, project three. Um, project three. So we'll say AI API cost estimation. Estimate estimation. No estimator. Let's just say estimator. Sorry, estimator. So AI API estimator. So we are going to say tokens, which is the variable tokens. Don't forget this topic is we are dealing with variables, so you'll be creating a lot of variables, tokens. Then the token is um 5, 1, 2, 3. So let's just say 500,000. Token is 500,000. Then let's say cost per. Okay, this is right. Let's use this cost per token. So we are going to reduce to this 0.002. Then let's calculate. So the total, let's type it. Let's not use autocomplete, please. It's good to use autocomplete, but just for learning sake. So total cost. So total cost. Total underscore cost. Underscore cost will be just we can group. You can group when calculating. You can um group this. Then divide by 1,000. Then multiply by cost per token. So multiply by cost per no, let's just say cost underscore um underscore token. So let's just say token. So let's use this cost per. Let's rename this so it will be. I want it to be more descriptive. So cost per 1,000. So we are going to change this here. 1,000 cost per 1,000. So yes, so this will give you your total. So let's print. Don't forget we talked about the print key function, and we are using it heavily using it here. So this is your correct response, correct answer. So token used is 500,000. Then cost per 1,000 is this. Then multiply this. If you put this divide by this, divide by token use, then multiply by this. So it's going to give you total. So I'm doing this example because this course is driving towards AI training, driving towards AI mastering of what AI architecture training also. So you should understand all those things from now. So that's it. You can see the output 1.0. So that's the total cost. Total cost. Then, do we still, should I still give another example? No, okay. So we stop there. So that is it about variables. If you can create other example exercises and make sure you just do some mere calculation, simple calculation, just for you to master variables. Stay tuned and stay with the course. Stay as we continue. You will keep learning, learning, and learning. Now, Python data types. Python provides several data types. String stores text, integer stores whole numbers, float stores decimal values, boolean stores true or false. Now let's see them in practice. So this one has to do with Python data types. Python data types. Python data types. You can say variables and data types. All They're all together. So let's start with string. We've talked about string before, but let's start with string. So I'm going to be using a mini project to explain this. So I'll say project. I'll just use my comment here. Say project one with this. Then I'll just say um, user profile generator. You following this, you're already building a concept on how to develop some of this application. So I'll say name equals to um so the user is Alice. Let's just say Alice, that's the name. Then we'll say email. Alice email could be, so let's create an email for Alice. We could say Alice at yahoo.com. Sorry, we need to put quotes here and then quotes here, don't forget, because that's a string at yahoo.com. Then the next one is country. And this is from um, Italy. It's from Italy, or it's an Italian, so it's from Italy. So we can print name, then we can print email, then we'll print the last one, country. Just scroll down and then see this. Make sure you save, drag this up and then run. So you can see we have the name Alice at yahoo.com. Then Alice is from where? Italy. So basically, this is what user profile generator. So we are generating a profile for Alice. Then, so the type of data that we have entered here is string data types. That's what we have used here. We've used string data types. Now let's go to integer, which is numeric integer. So, okay, let me name this thing. Let's just say string. Then the next one. So this one is going to be so we'll say project. Just say project two. Then we'll say stadium capacity calculator, capacity tracker. Let's just put this, and then let's say we are dealing with integer. We are dealing with integer now. Now let's say total underscore seat. The seater for that stadium is let's say 5,000. The stadium has 50,000 seater. So stadium has 50,000 seater. Then so occupied current occupied seats. Occupied seat is 43 it's 90. So these are the seats that have been occupied. So we can print. Simple. Like as I said, it's not like a complex application. I'm just letting you know how you can turn your practice to project-oriented practice or project-oriented learning. So you can see, basically, this is integer. We are assigning this value into this variable. And here we assign all this string into all these variable. So those are string and this is integer. So when we call this now, you should see the normal tradition. I will always want to clear and call this now. You see this now. So we have the total capacity is 50,000 capacity. Seater is 50,000, but currently people that are occupying it, there are 43,890 occupants. These are the people that are occupying at that point, at the moment. So the next one, let me just copy this just to save our time. The next one, we'll just say project 3. Project 3, let's use, what do we use? Let's use stock price. stock price monitor, stock price monitor. So what we are going to use here, we are going to work with float. So it has to do with currency. So we say share underscore price, share price. So shares dot 75. So the current price is 124.75. So let's just print, and so it's as simple as this. Uh, you don't have to start doing much before you know that you are doing the project. You can start as simple as this and celebrate your win. Then when you run this, you see the share price for the stock market currently is 124.75. So this is float. This is float. Float is an integer and a data type or integer data type that comes with what decimal value. So it has decimal value. So that is float. Then the last one we are going to talk about here. The last one we are going to talk about is boolean. Boolean. I will copy this and then change this to okay. That was so change this to number 4. So what do we name it? So let's just say login verification. So we say boolean value. Okay, so let's just say so. So let's start. So simple. I am not writing big program. Our program is already written already. So is logged in, is underscore logged in true. So if it is true, if you are logging, then all you will do is just to do what to print the is login, and so it will give us true. So this is a simple verification. Is it login? Yes, it's login. So right there, let's combine everything and come up with something that has some meaning. Combine everything. So I'm going to name this, give this name. So I'll just say, let's just say 5, and then let's just say social media profile. So this is, let's just say, let's just remove everything. So this is combine. Let's say combine. Then so we'll just say username. Username is let's say tech expert. Tech expert. So followers. So you have 50,000 followers. Then rating. Um, rating is 4.8. Then verification or verified. Let's just say verified true. So you can see we've been able to combine everything. We combine string here. We use string here. We use integer here. We use float, and here we use boolean value, boolean data type. So we can print everything. Don't forget our f string, but I don't want to use f string, so I'll just print user. Then I'll print followers. I will print rating. I will print. I'll just print verified. So let me put here. So this is it. So we'll combine everything together and come up with social media profile. So you have the login user, or the user is what tech experts. In tech expert social media, there are it has 5,000 followers and the rating is 4.8. Then is it verified? The answer is yes, it's verified. So thank you for um staying with me till this time. Continue with the lecture. You are still learning. Don't forget, this is your start, and you will get out with victory. You will come up with victory when you finish this. Thank you for watching. At this stage, programs become interactive when they collect information from users. This is accomplished using the input function. Now let's look at the input function for practice sake. Okay, so the next one here is input. Working with input, input function, input function to accept values from users, to accept things from users. So, like as I said, we are just going to be using sub projects, for example, like just little stuff put together, and there's an example. So I'll say project one. So we'll say personal AI assistant. Please, you will keep seeing the word AI, you keep hearing the word AI because this course is built towards learning AI. So name equals to, then you will now bring your input. And don't forget the input by default, it is a string, it comes with string data type. So if you are entering numeric or the integer, then you must convert. So that's it. So we are asking, what is your name? What is your name? So you can ask, well, print. You say welcome. Don't forget our S string. So just bring your S string here and say welcome. It's as simple as this. So simple. Then welcome. So let's run this. So you say, what is your name? So let me just say my name is Omo Ife. So if you tell me welcome, Omo Ife, this is very simple. This is very simple and interesting. Then let's do another one. I'll comment this, copy this. So copy this, then bring it down and just for formality's sake. So just say two. So the next one is employee. So it's just normal registration system. Employee registration system. Employee registration system. So here I'm going to say employee underscore name. So I'll say input, then say enter employee name. Then we'll say department. We'll now say input, then enter department of employee. So let's just put 20 here to get some space. So we say print employee registration. Employee registration. Okay. Employee registered. Then print employee name. Then print employee department. That's all. So employee name. So let's say Victor. Then department. Let's say digital marketing. So you can see employee registered Victor. Then digital marketing. So that is it. Then let's do another one. Sorry. Let's just comment this and then come here. Copy. So let's just say 3, 3, 2, 3. So let's come here. Let's just say restaurants. So this is the last one for input. So at least this is enough for you to practice input. Restaurant order system. Restaurant order system. So we have customer name. Though it's not a must that you must know the name of the customer, but basically they can give you any name. But a unique name that you can use to recognize or label the customer so as for you to know which customer order what. So customer name. So we have food, what type of food did they order? So there's input for that as well. Then food ordered, ordered, food ordered. Then quantity, quantity of the ordered food, what they ordered for. So quantity, quantity. So quantity of the ordered food. Sorry, I forgot to put this. So if you forget, there's a way you can always do that. So let's print. Let's come down and print. Let's just say print customer name, food. Then what do we print again? Quantity. Quantity. Then before here, let's just put one print method here, empty print method. Then let's put another print method to label um to make it, let's say order summary. So order summary. Mm. So and let's just do this now. Customer name is Esther. Esther. Then food. What type of food they order for? Let's just say fish, fish pie, fish pie. Then quantity. Let's just say 5. So you can see it's the customer name is Esther. Food they order for is uh, fish pie. Then quantity is 5. Sorry, I have not made a mistake. So I suppose fish pie. So it's fish pie. Thank you. And um, sometimes if so before we go, let me just make this clear. Let me just make this clear before we go, so you will understand. Um, so sometimes if you want to, let's just say age equals to, you want to know the type of data. Um, enter your age, enter your age. So let's print age, print age, print age. So if you print age, it's going to print, but there's an issue when you try to do calculation, do mathematical calculation. So if you run, you will get, let's say age 23, you get 23. But let's just say you want to say, you say plus, sorry, why? You say plus, let's just say you say plus 1, plus 4. So plus 4, that's where you are going to have issues. Say plus 4, then let's just say 24. So you see, so if you get this, all you need to do is to put this inside, is to convert this whole. Okay, before this, let's view the type of data. Let us view the type of data that we have. So to view the type of data, just come here and say type, and then so type, and you run. Just view the type of data so you will know. Let's just say 24. So you see, it's a class and what is a string. So it need to be converted to what, to an integer, So to do that, all you need to do is to say int this. So you put this and close this. So let's run again. When you run again, So let's say 25. So you're going to see it convert to what, to string. Now let's go back now. Let's say, let's now say age, then plus 4 now. Plus 4, plus 4, or plus 5, plus 5. Then, okay, so when you say this, then you say 20. See, so 20 plus 4 is going to give you what? 20 will give you 25. So that is it. So we have different types of operators. One of them is arithmetic operators. Now, operators allows Python to perform calculations. These calculations form the foundation of software system. Now, one of them is plus operator. Now, the plus operator is an addition operator that adds two operands together. It adds two variables together to give you result. Then we also have subtract. You can subtract two variables. You can subtract anything. You also have multiplication. You can multiply. We have division. We also have modulo, where you look for the remainder. Then we have exponential, where you can do something like raised to the power 2, raised to power 3. This is where you can use this kind of operator. Now let's move and practice and use some of this operator. So arithmetic operators. Let's say working with operators. Let's just say so arithmetic operators. So basically, I will explain this using still exercise mode like a project pattern. So I will create something like let's just say project one, employee salary calculator, calculator, calculator. So we'll say hours. You forgot? We've done something like this before. So hours 160. Then rate is 20. Then so this is where the calculation starts from. We can now say salary. We can now say salaries is equal to hours multiplied by rate. So we print salary now. We print salary. So we should get the salary. Simple. So what you are doing here, you are doing simple calculator. Sorry. You are doing simple calculator. So sorry, I need to change to the root folder. So the salary after calculation is 3,200 for 160 hours with 20 rate. Now let's start with addition. Let's go for addition because what we did now is multiplication. So let's go for addition. So we'll say addition. So say bank account. So let's say balance equals to 5,000. So you have 5,000 in your bank account. So deposit. So basically you are depositing 2,000 additional. I mean $2,000. Then new, okay. Is there new balance? New balance is equals to balance plus deposit. So it's as simple as this. Then print new balance. Simple. So it's more or less like a bank account details. Bank details for someone. So when you print, you get 7,000. So that is where the addition operator work. You get it? Okay. Addition operator. Then the next one is subtraction. Let's talk about subtraction. 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 So we are going to do. I'm giving you a lot of idea for projects that you'll be working on later. At the end, we advance all these projects. These are just basic, just for you to know what the skeleton of all these projects, the structure of all these projects, what it takes, what the basics. So inventory system. So we have stock, 500, then sold, stock minus sold. So when you print, you will print out remaining stock minus sold, remaining stock minus sold. So you are going to get your remaining stock. So the remaining stock is what? Is 380 in your stock variable. That's what you are going to have. That's what you are going to have. So the next one has to do with multiplication. Multiplication. So let's use let's say cinema revenue. Cinema revenue. So I will say ticket price. Ticket price equals to 10. Ticket price equals to 10. That's $10. Then tickets underscore sold. How many sold? 800. That's a lot. So it means you're expecting 800 people. So revenue will be what? Tickets price multiplied by tickets sold. So you will get print revenue. Let's print revenue. So you will get the revenue, what these people are generating daily. This is the amount they are generating. Wow. That's a lot. So then division. Yeah, division. Then let's use average. Let's use average score. So we'll say total underscore max. Total underscore max. So then we say subject. What subjects? We have 5 recorded subjects. Then let's say average is equals to total mark divided by subject. So it will be divided by 5. You will get the average. So average figure. So that's it. Then when you do this, you will get 90. So the average is what? 90. The average is 90. So you can see we have a float output there. Then we have modulo. Here we are seeking for the remainder. Do we have anything remaining? That's what it meant. So modulus, then let's say even, then odd checker. So we say number is equals to 17. Of course, 17 is an odd number. So remaining is equals to number modulo 2. So print remaining. So if you divide, it will give you 8 remainder 1. Yes, remainder 1. So 8 remainder 1. So what we are looking for is 1. That's when you say you want to use modulo. So let's combine everything. Let's combine everything. So let's say combine. Combine. So let's just say, don't forget AI token. AI token cost calculator. So we say tokens equals to input. No, sorry, int. So we'll convert it already. Know that we'll be waiting until we get error. So token used. Then we have the price. Price equals to 0.002. Then costs equals to cost. No, let's just put it in a bracket. Cost divide 1000, then multiply by price. Sorry, not cost. I think this place should be token. Tokens, yes, good. Tokens. So now let's print the total cost. The total cost. Total cost. Then we'll now put the cost here. Don't forget our F string. Everything working now. Cost. Yes, everything work. So when you come here and run it, you get so let's say token is 4,000. So if it is 4,000 and token use is 4,000, and I mean token use is what is 4,000. Total cost is 0.008. That is it. So you can see here the token you are going to enter. The token use is 4,000. Then the price is this. So the cost will be what 0.008. Thank you for staying till now. Now, another one is comparison operator. Comparison operator allows software to compare values and evaluate conditions. Now, the first one is the double equal to. The double equal to, you are simply saying, is the value of A the same thing as the value of B? Then the next one is exclamation mark with the equal to sign. You are saying, is the value of A not the same thing as the value of B? Then the next one you are saying, is the value of A greater than the value of B? Is the value of A lesser than the value of B? Is the value of A greater or equal to the value of B? Then you are saying, is the value of A lesser than or equal to the value of B? Now let's see this in practice. So let's work on still comparison, but now we are talking about we are working on operators, but now we are working on comparison. Now working with comparison operators. So I'm still going to use example to explain. So you are comparing two things. Is this things equals to the other thing? A equal to B. So you are comparing two things. So I'm going to use this as an example. Password. So I'll say password. The password is admin 123. Admin 123 is the password. Then entered underscore password, the password that was entered. So we are going to compare the original password with the password that was entered. But first of all, let's use input. Since we've been working with input before, let's learn to use what we have been working with. So say password. So you're asking for the password to compare with what you have inside. So if they are the same, it will print. So let's say entered password equal to the password that you have. previously. So let's run it. See. Let's run it and see. So um okay, see password. Let's say let's just enter jargons. Let's just enter this. I say yes. So the answer is false, meaning the password you enter is incorrect. Let's run it again and enter admin 123. Then you see it's true because the password you entered is the same thing with what with the password that is being stored in our variable. So let's do another one again. Let's do another one. So let's say vote. Let's just say voting system. Voting system. So age. Okay, this is already okay. This is what I need. So enter your age. Then we can now say we've not started if statement, so we can just use this age greater than or equal to 18. So if the age you enter is greater than or equal to 18, then you are good. Or if the age is lesser, then you cannot vote. So let's enter 13. So 13 false. It means this person is not eligible. Then let's enter 19. So 19 is true. It means this person can do what? Can vote. Let's enter 18. Let's enter 18. So 18 is true, meaning this person can vote. Let's enter 25. 25. So 25 is true, meaning this person can vote. So basically, this is how to work on what? How to work on greater than or equal to. Then the next one, let's work on another one again. Um, on another one. We can say, let's just say loan approval, loan approval checker, loan approval checker. So you can now say, okay, yes. So salary. Don't forget, notice this hint to convert this input to what to integer because it by default it comes with what string. So let's say print. Then we will now say salary greater than 30,000. 30,000. So let's check. Then let's say 20,000 is false. Let's say 31,000. So it's true because the salary is greater than 31,000. Let's say 50,000. 50,000 is true. Then let's say 10,000 is false. Let's say 30,000 himself. 30. So it's false. It's false because the salary was greater than 30,000. So let's say 30,200. So 30,200. So this is eligible, it is true. So then that's it. Then I think this is the last part on this section. So you can practice all these exercises that I'm doing and practice them. So let's just say university admission checker. Let's say admission checker. So we can say score. So let's say there was an entrance exam. So we can say int, since we are dealing with integer, we can say int input. Then we will say exam score space. Then can now say print, then score greater than or equals to 75. 75. So when we say um 70, this will not work. Wait to 7,000. This work, but that is not what we want. So we can say 70. This is false. Then let's say 71. This is false again. Then let's say 74. 74. This is false. Let's say 74.9. So it gives us error because what we are converting to is int. It's int, not float. So we can convert to float if we want to. So let's say 75. This will give us true. Then even if we say 85, it still give us true. So that is it about anything that has to do with. Now moving on to the big deal. If condition. Condition statement allows software to make decisions. Now, if the decision is true, Python executes the code. This is absolutely awesome. Python does a lot of jobs here. Let's practice and see this in action. So, working with if statement, conditional statement. Now, let's most of the projects that uses this is let's say ATM withdrawal application. So let's say balance. I'm going to be moving fast. Balance 5,000. Then put the assignment operator 5,000. Then we have withdraw. Withdraw equals to, then let's just say impute how much you want to withdraw. So amount you want to withdraw. So then now the condition is withdraw if withdraw is less than or equal to balance, less than or equal to balance, then print. You can now say withdraw, withdrawal approved, withdrawal approved, withdrawal approved. Then you run, let's run it, see, then amount, the amount I want to withdraw, since I have 5,000 there, I want to withdraw 3,000. So withdrawal approved. So let's say for instance, I have 5,000 and I want to withdraw 6,000. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. But there's something we are supposed to do here. Since we couldn't withdraw, the program should bring a statement. There's another statement it should print since we could not withdraw. So say invalid amount. Please top your balance. So you need to top up your balance before you can withdraw. So let's do something like this, and let's withdraw. Okay, say we want to say 6,000. So you can say invalid amount. Please top up your balance before you can withdraw. You get me? So the next program, practice this. Please kind of practice it very well so that you'll be used to them. When you remember this, you should remember, oh, there's a topic called if statement, conditional statement. So the next one is let's say e-commerce program, discount program. So let's say purchase equals to so we'll say purchase amount, then if statement, if purchase is greater than or equals to 1,000 or equals to 1,000, then print there's 10% 10% discount applied. So yes, There's no discount applied. So let's clear. Then let's run. So you can say amount purchase. So let's say 700. So no discount applied. So even if you buy 999, remaining $1, it will still tell you no discount apply. But if you buy up to $1,000, you will see 10% discount applied. So the next one, uh, let's just say model access control. Model access control. So subscription, then let's use input subscription. We'll say subscription. And we'll say if sub is equal to premium is equals to premium, print. All you need to do is to print GPT 5. Access granted. Yes. Access 9. So you say this subscription, let's say good. So GPT access granted. This is very clear. So let's just do small combination, a little combination of everything. So if we come here and we say score equals to input, don't forget you need to convert because you want to accept numbers or numeric. Then say if scores is greater than or equal to 50, then print pass. So you can still have another if again. Then you can say score, if score is less than 50, then fail. So let's say 45, fail. So let's say 50, pass. So that is it. Let's continue. So I'm going to copy the score here and then paste here. Then I just want to do one more thing. So I'll say if score if score is greater than or equal to 90, then I'll say print A. Then I'll say and if score greater than or equals to 80, I'm going to print B. Then ellipse score greater than or equal to 70, I will print C. Now my else statement, in case none of this condition is being met, all I'll do is to make sure I print F, which stands for fail. Now let's test our program. Now let's say we have 90, I'll get A. Then if we have 78, I'll get C. Then if we have 80, I'll get B. Then if we have 60, I'll get F. Even if we have 69, I'll still get F. So thank you for watching this short part of it. And then I hope you include this in your practice routine still with the course as we continue. Now loops. Loops allow software to repeat tasks automatically. Without loops, modern software would be impossible. Now, this is very much important. Let's practice and see this in action. So, working with loops, this more or less like the last topic in the first week video, first week of the bootcamp video. So, this is working with loop, and this one is kind of very broad. Most beginners struggle here because they hardly dwell on this a lot. So let's start with this. So let's say generate employee IDs. Now let's say for number in range. So range, first one, I am saying count from 1 to 11. From 1 to 11, but it's going to end at 10. Now let's see. So temp. So we'll see number. Now let's see. Okay, no such fine. So I need to rename it like this. So you see, so it counts from 1 to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then once it get to 11, it jump out of the loop. As simple as that. That's how the loop system work. That's how it work. So we are going to see the examples. Then let's work on another example again. Another examples. Then let's say for instance we have training. AI training epoch simulation. AI training epoch simulation. So we have 4 epoch. Then in range, so let's say we have 1 to 6. Then we will say print. That was a lot of stuff the ID is generating for us. So training epoch. Then bring the epoch. Okay, so let's run it. So we see training epoch 1, epoch 2, epoch 3, epoch 4. Now let's continue. So you can see how we are using the range. We are using the range. In Python, you use range to loop through multiplication table, generator. So let's say we have number int, then impute, then we can say enter number. We forgot to put our assignment operator. Then here, since we have this now, let's use our 4. 1 to 13. Then we can say print number and I. So then you can now put number here. Then you will have to multiply by I now. So you see, Let me clear this. Clear this and then come here. So let's say we have 15. So you see, can you see? We have 15. 15 times 1, 15. 15 times 2, 30. 45, 60. So this is how you can use loop to achieve this result. So this place accept this line 11 accepts the number from the user. Then this loop through this this range, we have 1 to 13. We have 1 to 13. So this is it, 1 to 12. Instead of it's going to end at 12. So we have 1 to 13. So 1 to 13. So this place is already assigned. What is here is already assigned to this place as 1 to 12. So you are now going to say the number you enter, which is this, times what? Times I. So I 1, I 2 times I is equals to, then it will now do what? It will now multiply the number you enter by what? By I. So it means if you enter, like we enter 15, it's going to be what? It's going to be 15 multiplied by what? I. So what is here inside I? The first iteration is 1, second iteration will be 2, third iteration will be what? 3. So this is how the multiplication keep going until it gets to its final destination. So this is very impressive for any beginner, anybody trying to start. It's very interesting, and you will, well, if you understand this very well, you will understand the concept of loop very well. Please do not skip. Um, this lesson is for both professionals and those that are also learning how to code. You can remind yourself it has been long you code. You have been using AI to generate your code, ChatGPT, to generate your code. It is just good you look at this. Don't just rely on AI to generate your code. Remind yourself so you still be in the loop of coding. So the next one I will how to do revenue reports generator. Reports generator. Then so we'll say create a variable sales equals to, so I'm going to put this variable. We'll still talk about this in the next week, next week of our bootcamp, which has to do with list. So then 6,000, we have 10,000, then we have 12,000. So then if we say for amount in sales, for amount in sales. So we want to look through. So we can now print amount. See? So you see, we have it printed out 5,000, 8,000, 6,000, 10,000, and 12,000. It's been printed out the way it's supposed to be printed out. So the next one is while loop. While, this is very good. While loop. While loop. Before we continue, let's pause here first. So let's work with working with while loop. Working with while loop. While loop. Now, while loop. Password retry system. So I'll create a variable, call the variable password, and make it empty. Then why password is not equal to, so admin 1, 2, 3. Then we can say password equals to input. Then we can now say enter password. Enter password. Then print. print. Access granted. So you see, um, so we want a mechanism where if you enter the wrong password, it could tell you access not granted. Access is not granted when you enter the wrong password. So instead of access is not granted, we are saying um um it will keep looking for you to enter the right password. Okay, so let's just say this. Keep looping. We try your password. You try your password. It will loop until you get the password. Until you get the password. So let's just get the correct password now. So you see, so it was looping and looping and looping and looping until we enter that main 123. Then it say access granted. See, so uniquely we are beginning to enter real coding experience. So like as I said, just follow this thing the way I am doing it. Follow it. This is still the same way I learned. So if you follow me well, you will understand what I am doing. So then this is another one, ATM pin validation. So it's good you play with all these things because these are real world scenario. These are the things they use in the real world. So why pin is not the same thing as so let's say your pin is 123 4. Please don't go and enter 123 4 because this is common where people just retry, just try this. So don't go and enter 123 4, please. So you will not get yourself into danger. So print login. Let's say login successful. Login successful. So it's still the same thing like the granting of access. So let's say 123 123 D. No, this no. But if we enter 123 4, it will say login successful. So this is so unique and it's so good. Um, you don't have anything to fear. So I'll say comment this and then start with this again. Then message is another one. Oh, sorry. Let me just name this. Just say AI chat message or chat session. Sorry, chat session. So I'll say equal to message equal to y message is not the same thing as exit. So this is a program where if you want to exit the chat, you can just use to exit chat. So message, then put input if you accept input. So let's just say you, then space. Okay, so let's print something here. We'll say AI. Print AI, then message. Then let's print here. Let's print session ended. So we are ending the section. So um so let's say this U, we are not ending yet. Still continue high. Still continue low. But once you type it's not working. But once you type this, it will end immediately. And then you section end. There is section end. So thank you and practice well this section. Now, let's combine everything we've learned. Variables, input, operators, conditions, loops into a complete project and see what we come up with. Stay tuned. Welcome to the last final capsule. Store projects. We want to create a banking application where we can interact with the application. For this 1 week section, this is what you can do. More than this, if you practice very well, you can do a lot. But let's follow up with the project and understand. You have any question where you are lost, where you don't understand, please put it at the comment section. Let's interact. So now we are going to create a variable, but first, let's say um week one, week one, week one final project. Then we will say banking application. So I'll say balance equals to 10,000. 10,000. Then let's use our while loop. While true. Let's bring print so we can get some space. So we can say one, check. Press 1 to check balance. Then press 2 for deposit. Press 2, deposit. Then 3 for withdraw. 3 for withdraw. Then 4 for exit. So we have check balance, we have deposits, and we have withdraw. So these are the 3 functions. Yes, exit as well. So these are what the system will be doing. So first of all, we will say choice. This is very unique. You need to spend time to do this. Practice it to the point where you don't have to look at my code. Forget the fact that you can generate code with AI. You are only doing this to practice during the interview. During any interview, yes, you might even be asked to use AI for your interview. But mind you, you will have to explain every code, what you are doing. You have to explain every code. So this is the process. When you know your code, you don't need to start stammering and staggering about anything. So it is good you practice now so as to overcome what is coming towards you. So say balance, then if, think if, put this down small. Then if choice is the same thing as 2, choice is the same thing as 2, you can say amount is equals to, then impute. So you can say deposit amount. Deposit amount. So balance equals to balance minus or balance plus amount. Then you can print deposit successful. Deposit successful. Then another if, then you have choice equals to 3. So okay, so I have to open it just to make sure I come back to my project. And thank you. So let me continue. So basically, we have I'm going to have a leap, then choice also 3, then this. No, it has to be here. Choice. Expected expression. Okay, so I have this. This should be moved to this place. Yeah. Then if it's 3, then I'll say amount equals int, then input, then this withdraw amount. So withdraw amount. Then I will do if amount is less than or equal to the balance that you are going to withdraw. Balance that you're going to withdraw, then it's going to say balance minus the amount. Balance minus the amount, then print withdraw, print withdrawal successful. Then another if again. If amount is greater than the balance you're having in your account. Amount is greater than the balance you are having in your account. Then it's going to print insufficient. Sufficient funds. Then if choice is equal to 4. So this one is going to exit the program. Then print goodbye. Goodbye. Then the program will break. So that is it. Now, here is the menu, more or less like menu. You are going to be presented with this. 1, to check balance. 2, to deposit. 3, to withdraw. 4, to exit. Now, this line says, when you input any of this choice, if you input 1, it becomes your choice. If you input 2, it becomes your choice. 3, anything you input becomes your choice. Then you are now saying if choice is equals to 1. Let's say, for instance, you have input 1. It will now do what? It will check your balance. Print balance. It will say balance, then balance. It will print $10,000 as your balance. Then if the choice you enter is what? Is true. It will do what? If it is true, it will give you screen to enable you to enter the amount you want to deposit. Then when you enter the amount you deposit, it will add the amount that you deposit with the balance you are having before. So if you deposit 5,000, you are going to have 15,000. So it will bring to the screen telling you what deposit successful. Then the next one, which is what the third choice is 3. To withdraw. Say choice is equal to what? 3. Then amount you want to withdraw, you enter here. The amount variable will receive the amount you want to withdraw. Then it will now calculate, it will check your balance. So the balance plus the balance, it will now check your balance. Sorry, it will say if amount that you have entered is less than or equals to the balance, is less than the balance, then it will subtract the amount you have entered that you want to withdraw from the credit you have before, the amount you have before in your account. Then it will give you withdrawal successful. But if amount is greater than balance, let's say you are having $10,000 and you want to withdraw 11,000, it's going to throw for you insufficient fund. If choice is equals to 4. When choice is equals to 4, it will break out of the program. So now let's test the program. Let's test the program. Let's say, sorry. Okay, so I will say Python, then WK underscore. Okay. So you can see the program. So it says choice. So let's say 1. When you say 1, it will say your balance is what? 10,000. Then it will give you the menu again. So let's say 2. So if you say 2, it means you want to deposit. So we want to deposit 6,000. 6,000. Then we enter and say deposit successful. Now let's say 1 again. When we say 1, the amount will become was 16,000. 16,000. Then let's say 3. 3. Then the amount we want to withdraw is 18,000. 18,000. So it will tell you insufficient fund because you have 16,000 in your account and you want to withdraw 18,000. It's not possible. So let's say we enter 3 again, and we want to withdraw 8,000. 8,000. So it will tell you withdrawal successful. It means you are able to withdraw. So if you want to log out, just input 4. It will take you out and tell you bye or goodbye. So thank you for staying up to this time, and be watchful and keep your notification open so you can also subscribe to this channel, and then make sure you like, comment, say something. Let's hear your mind and let's see the progress of your practice. We can collaborate together. You can reach out to me. Maybe you are still having issues or you are finding it difficult to do something. Just reach out to me. Follow up with this. The next week is coming. This is week 1, and we'll be able to achieve a lot on this week 1. Thank you for staying consistent with this course. Congratulations. You have completed week 1 of Python for AI engineering. You now understand foundational concepts that every Python developer, software engineer, data engineer, machine learning engineer, and AI engineer must know. In week 2, we will learn how to manage collections of data using list, tuple, dictionaries, and sets. These concepts are heavily used in AI, machine learning, and enterprise application. If you found this valuable, subscribe and follow the journey as we continue from Python beginner all the way to enterprise AI architecture. Stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you for watching.